Welcome to Craft and Give Back. This is a monthly program where we do a DIY craft together and then we donate it to an organization doing good in our community. This month, we're making animal snuggles. These are soft comfort items like blankets that animals in shelters use and then take with them when they find their forever home. We're going to be using a pattern from the Snuggles project and then donating them to a local animal shelter. So, in your kit, you'll find fleece. That is the only thing we're giving you because it's really all you need besides a pair of scissors, which hopefully you have at home. So first, lay out your fabric on your table. Make sure you've got enough space to work. Next, cut off your corners. I want you to measure a 3" by 3" square at every single corner and cut it off. Get rid of it. We don't need it. It's going to help us measure where our fringe goes. Once you've done that, that's where we cut fringe. Because we've cut a 3" by 3" square off of our corners, our fringe is going to be 3 inches tall. That creates a nice line from across the edge from corner to corner where we can cut our fringe to. If they're not all totally even, if some are a little taller, some are a little shorter, that's absolutely fine. It'll work well for what we're doing at the end. So I'm going to give you some time to cut your fringe. I'm going to cut my fringe as well, and I'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back. Hopefully you have cut your whole blanket into fringe. Every edge has fringe. Mine are about 1 inch wide, 3 inches tall. That 3 inch tall is really the key part. They can kind of be as wide as you'd like for them to be. Generally the inch is a good marking point though. So next, we want to be able to braid the edges together to make a really cool edge design. And for that, each piece of fringe needs to have a hole in it. So take a piece of fringe, fold the top edge down to the middle. So not all the way down to the bottom here, just to the middle. So half of it is still completely untouched and the top half is folded in half itself. Take your scissors and cut just about 1 centimeter, maybe even a little less, into your fringe. Don't cut all the way to the edge, and that's important because we want a hole in our fringe like this. We're going to be connecting them this way, so you don't want to cut all the way to the top. If you do and it creates more of a Y shape, that's fine. We can easily fix that when we're braiding, but try to keep them nice and clean and don't cut all the way to the edge. And they also don't need to be this big. They can be pretty small. We just need to be able to fit another piece of fringe through it to be able to braid. Once you've done that, we'll go to the next step. But right now, I recommend pausing and making sure all of your fringe have holes in them. Welcome back. Hopefully you have cut holes in all of your fringe and you're ready to braid. So this is a braid that we're going to be using the holes in the fringe to join pieces together. So let's find a nice corner here. I'm going to use this top corner here. So this is piece 1 and piece 2. And I'm going to move right to left. So I'm going to demonstrate the way that I would do that. If you want to do it the other way, that's fine too. So we're going to start by creating the first layer of our braid. And the way you do that is you bring it over the next piece you're going to work with. So using the hole here, bring it over and through. And that's essentially a stitch. The next piece will come through the next hole you have. So you've put this one through the first hole. Now you're going to use the hole here and bring the next piece to your left through. And then you're going to pick up the next and pull it through. Pick up the next and pull it through. And you should start to see what looks like, if you straighten it out a little bit, a braided edge, kind of like that. They create a really cool V-shaped pattern. If you come across any of your openings that you've cut and they're not large enough, you can go ahead and kind of recut them. And if you've also created a Y shape, so you've cut to the edge, instead of pulling it through, you'll just tie a knot around the next piece that you want to work with and kind of tuck that knot as tightly as you can underneath the stitch. So you'll go ahead and keep going, keep braiding until you've made it all the way around. When you get to the very last one, when it looks like you can't go any further, I'll show you what to do. So for now, go ahead and pause just one more time and keep braiding all the way around the edge of your snuggle. Welcome back. Hopefully by now you've braided most of your snuggle. You've got kind of one piece left that you don't quite know what to do with. If you have any kind of sticking out edges, you can go ahead and tuck them under, make them look nice and neat, kind of fix up the braid there. It's clearly shrunk in size. It was a much bigger piece when we started, and we've got this one tab that we don't know what to do with. Well, here we're actually going to intentionally cut the hole that we created into that Y shape. So from the edge, cut, and you want to cut kind of a little more than halfway down, kind of create that V shape. Now, under this first stitch that we created here, we're going to tie a knot. So what I told you to do, if you accidentally created the Y shape, we're going to do it intentionally now. We're going to cut all the way through and create a nice little tight knot here. I'm going to tie it as tight as I can. If you can get it into a double knot, great. Even more secure. There we go. Mine is a very, very, very small double knot. And I'm going to tuck that kind of under the braided stitch. And voila, we have no loose edges. It's a nice, really cool looking edge braid. We haven't had to sew any of it, and it's ready for an animal to snuggle. This is where we're hoping that you'll bring these snuggles back to us for donation. So we're taking donations for the next month or so at the Youth Services Desk. Just bring it by, say it's your craft and give back donation. Please preferably put them in their own individual bags, or you can tie them up the way that we did to give them to you. We'll collect them all. Our staff is going to be making some too, and then we're going to donate one big batch of snuggles to a local animal shelter on behalf of the library. So thanks in advance for making these for local animals, and thank you for participating in Craft and Give Back. We'll see you next month with another fun DIY donation. Bye.